Good evening. This is Kisamon, and I'm bringing you a 5-minute ownership review of the Tidal 35 filter. I just changed it out in my 10-gallon here, and as you can see, it is planted with water column plants and floaters, and my betta femur, and my two nerite snails, Kirk and Spock. Spock is, there's Kirk, and there's Spock. But anyways, I just changed out the filter because I had the Aqueon Quiet Flow 10 on it, and it was absolutely too much filter. So before I dove right to a sponge filter, I decided to try out the Tidal series to see if the smallest type was good for a betta. I am standing about 2-3 feet away, and I can barely hear the motor, which is always a plus. It is certainly quieter than the Quiet Flow, and I've got inside here, I've got it turned to its lowest setting. I've got on the very bottom, I have the coarse sponge that came with it, and then I put another thicker sponge on top for finer mesh, and then on top of that I have the biomedia from my last filter and some old sponge to sort of seed the bacteria, and then this was the Aquarium Co-op intake sponge that was on the intake tube of the Quiet Flow. And hopefully I didn't crash my cycle by changing this out. But the flow, if you can see inside, it is really contained to the surface, which means that femur is content to float around the tank and isn't quite so distressed by the currents pulling him around all the driftwood. And he certainly likes his new plants. Anyways, this has been a 5-minute ownership review of the Tidal Series 35 model. The one thing I wish it did had would be a intake tube that descends down further. Oh, hello. One, so that I could use the intake sponge to its right purpose, and I will probably need to baffle the intake filters if I decide to get any fish or shrimp that might get pulled into it. But overall, I am very pleased. All right. I'll leave you all with some wide shots. All right. Good night.